Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video, I am excited to show you the tactics that have been helping me hit 20-0 every weekend league during team of the season. I've shared these tactics before, but in this video, I'm going to go very in depth about each formation, all the instructions, the type of players you want in this, how to use it, and I'll talk about some variations, some changes you guys can make to adapt it to suit how you want to play a little bit more. So it's going to be a very in-depth video. I'm going to show you all the tactics and instructions that are helping me get good results during team of the season. Hopefully you guys have been getting some good red picks. I haven't actually played my account loads. I played quite a few other people's accounts during TOTS, so I don't have loads of crazy picks on mine. I focused on other people's, but I've hit, I think, 20 and I'd say 2/3, 3/4 of the time, and if not, I think I've only hit rank 2 twice in about 20 weekend leagues, so like a 90% success rate getting rank 1. Pretty happy with that. Obviously, it's not just tactics and team. People too often maybe sometimes focus way too much on, oh, it's just this one player my team's holding me back. Or if I just get the perfect tactic, I'll get so many more wins. Getting the right tactic and knowing how you're going to play in game will definitely make a big difference. I see some people when I've done coaching where I look at their tactics or how they're set up, and I'm just like, yeah, that's definitely holding you back. But a tactic doesn't take someone from 10 wins to 20. It'll just make a big difference. Or it might even be a case that at times it will make a pretty big difference because you've just not found a formation that suits your style of play. So this one that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to show all my different tactics. We're going to start with the ultra defensive. This is the one that we see a game out in. The defensive is the one that I start a game in. It's not defensive. It's just that's the name of the game plan. It'd be much easier if it was just game plan 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, there is 5 because of the balance, but the balance, what nearly everyone just uses to get chemistry. The defensive, that's what I play most of the game in. The attacking is if I'm chasing a game or a goal or two behind, I might switch to it. Then the ultra attacking is desperation, where I'm trying to get back into a game. I'm a few goals behind, or it's late on and I'm losing. So we've got that. The ultra defensive is the 5-4-1. Now, the 5-4-1 could be a main tactic for some people. If you want to play, especially if you play new gen, on new gen the 5-4-1 is very, very good. Because on new gen, the game's not as quick, so it's pretty hard to break down 5 defenders if someone's pretty good at defending and won't dive in. On old gen, the gap between the midfield and the defence tends to be a bit bigger. It's a bit easier to counter-attack people. The dribbling's better. So the strengths of the 5-4-1 aren't as manifested on old gen. Manifested, big word for a tactics video here. Are you sick of getting out-teamed on FIFA? Want more coins to build that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out utnice.com, the best place to buy coins for FIFA 23. They're simple, easy to use. Use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out utnice.com today. But on new gen, it's a very dominant formation. It might be the best. However, old gen, new gen is a very good formation to see a game out in. Simply put, 5 defenders gives you more men behind the ball, more chance to get away with bad defending. It's got width. It's got 2 wing backs that are really going to be pushed out wide and 2 wingers. Width is key at getting out of the press. I was doing a coaching session last night with someone, and the general way he was conceding was because he was losing the ball in the middle of the pitch, getting pressed where there was less space, and then getting tackled, and the person would counter. If you go out wide, there's 2 strengths to it in terms of getting out the press. One, they're not going to have loads of men over there, so you're going to have a lot more time and space in general. And 2, if you lose it out wide, it's a lot harder for your opponent to get the ball and counter-attack and score than it is if it's in the middle of the pitch. Simply put, if it's in the middle of the pitch and they get the ball back 30 yards out, it could just be one through ball and they're in. If they get the ball 30 yards out wide and they're trying to counter-attack, they have a lot more work to do. So that's pretty simple. And also on this game, it's very, very easy to get out the press out wide, generally speaking. Even against constant pressure, you're going to get space down there. So the tactic for it, 30 width, 35 depth. I would toggle around with this. You could put the width higher if you feel like you're not stopping enough out wide. You could even lower the depth more if you feel like you just want to be really solid. If you feel like it's too deep for you, I'd maybe go to like 45. In terms of the build-up play chance creation, I think this is perfect. Direct passing is going to allow you to have options to go up to. I wouldn't lower the width any lower than 60. I think having high width in this, like we've just talked about, is good at getting out of the press, but very key as well in terms of how you want to attack in this. You do want to attack still, like you can't just not attack at all. Players in boxes low for obvious reasons. Then the instructions: stay central, get in behind, stay forward. We want the striker to help us get out the press. The midfield, I have one on balanced, one on stay back. I don't want my whole team to just stay back in this. I need some attacking threat. Then come back on defence, stay wide, getting behind on the two wingers. Getting behind and stay wide is key for them to offer the width, but also the getting behind means they make runs, so we've got options to get to. Now, the main tactic we're going to use is the 4-3-2-1. Very dominant formation on this year's FIFA. 3 strikers, making lots of runs in behind. It's very hard with how good through balls and pace are on this game to defend it. I feel like it's the 4-3-2. My fringe is really annoying me today. Just keeps doing this weird curvy thing. I feel like on this FIFA, the 4-3-2-1 has made the 5-back more popular because 5-back gives you 3 centre-backs to defend the 3 strikers. So I almost feel like one of the reasons that's more considered better is because of this formation. It also sets up like a 4-4-2. I'll explain that. And then you have a flat back 4, which is solid defensively. The instructions: you want 2 of your front 3 on stay central, stay forward. One of them has to be the middle striker. Then the other has to be one of the outside ones, of course. Then whichever one's on come back on defence, so in this one it's Kaka, the opposite centre mid will be on cover wing. Because Saka will cover the left wing, Kaka will cover the right wing, and then these 2 centre mids will cover the middle, and that'll be like a 4-4-2 when defending. If Diaby was on comeback on defence, then I would put Modric on cover wing, so he covers the opposite side. Pretty simple. And then the 2 strikers stay central, stay forward. The one on comeback's just on balanced. The middle centre mid for me is on stay back. Put that as your best defensive-minded midfielder. Then balanced attack on the other 2. Whichever side has a comeback on defence attacker, so that one, I put an overlapping fullback. Just allows me to get a bit more width, a bit more of an overload. It's very hard to defend. If you want to be more attacking, you can put balanced overlap on both sides. However, you leave yourself very vulnerable if you do this. So do bear in mind that it's going to leave you a lot more open to a counter. I think this version where you have one like it's more balanced but still OP. So that would be what I'd go with. In terms of the tactic, 40 width, 50 depth. You could up the depth maybe to 55 or even lower it to 40. I've toyed around with that. The width, I would go between 55 to 65. Direct passing, very, very good again in this. Makes it very hard to deal with the through balls. We've talked about the instructions. In terms of the more attacking version, very simple. We lower the width a bit in the attack to be a bit more direct. Up the players in box. The big change, obviously, is press after possession loss instead of balance. This means we defend a lot more aggressively, up the depth a lot to match that. The instructions are the exact same. Like I say, you could put balanced overlap to make it more attacking. That is something a lot of people do. And then for the ultra attacking 3-4-2-1, this is gung-ho, all-out attack, trying to get back into the game that we're losing. Very obvious what the strengths of this formation are. Just an absolute load of attackers. Constant pressure, 100 depth. We're trying to desperately get the ball back, so we want to be as aggressive as possible. I want the width high, so people who try to keep the ball out wide can't do that. It will leave you vulnerable in the middle, but it is going to give you a better chance of getting the ball back. High risk, high reward. Forward runs. Now, in this formation, I like forward runs because it has so many options to run forward. Everyone in the box. And then stay central, getting behind, stay forward on the front 3. Come back on defence, stay wide, getting behind on both the wingers. I still have one of the midfielders on stay back sometimes, but at the moment I'm toying with balanced attack. However, I would say try one on stay back for now while you get used to it. And that is our tactics that have been helping us get the top rewards, top ranks in FIFA 23 for the last few months. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully it's helped you out. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comment section. Appreciate you guys. As always, keep it spicy. Peace.